Hey, this is Tieho Mochebelele. I'm going to take you through a quick tour into my golf bag. Now I'm at my man Rory Sang's house. I beat him on the golf course today, chopped him off some skins, and now I have him as my cameraman taking some videos. So you can call him my servant for the day pretty much. So yeah, moving on to the clubs. First of all, I have a 32-inch Tracy 2 Yes putter with the C-groove technology going on. Now the thing with this C-groove thing, what Yes tried to do here is actually try and develop a club that would have the ball rolling very quickly off the club face. Now that is a very big plus when you have spike marks and pitch marks and bumpy greens. So with this machine you can have the ball at a much more consistent line and have it hugging down onto the putting surface and have a much higher chance of dropping your putts. So this is a very good addition to the set. Moving on to the wedges, I have, like most players, I'd carry around a 60-degree wedge. Now this is a Vokey spin milled. It's a Bob Vokey design from Titleist. It's very nice. Oil can keep it real. I'll put it down there. Now moving on to this baby. This is a 54-degree of pretty much the same nature. Now the thing with this, the reason I had to choose a 54 degree is because I'm much more of a field player and not a very technical player. So if I was technical, I'd pretty much have a 52 and a 56, but with this baby I can play low trajectories and have it playing as a 52 degree, or I just open my stance and have it playing as a 56 degree. So this is also a very nice addition to the bag. Now because I have this club in the bag, I also have a chance to add some hybrids, or maybe another long iron like a 2-iron when I'm playing out in the coast, which is very good. Moving on to the short irons. Now this short iron is a very good club. What Titleist did with these babies is that with the smaller clubs, between 7-iron and pitching wedge, they had these at a very much classical look of a blade. Now this is a very traditional blade, as you can see. It's very nice. It has a very confident feel when you stand over the club. It's very encouraging, if I may put it. It's a very nice machine there. Now, a bit much more of a contradiction. It's still ZB forged, but now these long irons have this cavity thing over there. So this means it's much more of a semi-blade, and it gives you a better chance of working the ball around at a much higher ball flight, even though it's a 3-iron, so it's much easier to hit. And when you're on tour, you don't want to force anything. So this was a very good thing for me when I used to play on the Sunshine Tour. This driver, I went back to my very old driver, which is an R7TP 425 cc's. The reason I came back to this baby is because of this new shaft. Well, it doesn't look new, but it's, yeah, relatively new, about 2 years old. It's an 80-degree extra stiff that's meant for hybrids. And this is a very good Aldila shaft. The reason I came back to this thing is because I can actually generate a lot of club head speed with this thing. So like with the new drivers, with the long and light shaft, this is long and heavy, and long and stiff. So I get much more distance out of it, which is very good for me. I used to play a tour burner, which I gave away. I don't think it was a very good driver, so I had to come back to this one. And just to have a matching club to it, I also went back to my old 3-wood. It's an R7 TaylorMade. Yeah, that's pretty much the rest of the set. And small bag, I carry around a towel like all players would. I have an umbrella. Opening up there. Yeah. If you get rained out on the golf course and you couldn't predict and don't bring your rain suit, this is a very nice baby. It's like a homemade rain suit. Very handy thing to carry around. And in there I have my sweater, and I carry around some supplements, as you can see there. Some beta-alanine and adenosine triphosphate. You have to keep nice and strong when you're on the golf course. In there I have my scorecard holder, straight out from St. Andrews, yeah. Like I said, I just made bank on the golf course. Thanks, Rory. Yeah. Yeah, this is just for the weights on the driver. I think last time I used this thing was like 3 years ago, so chuck that away. I have some tape for my left index finger. Normally it gets too stiff on the golf club and it tends to pull the shot off to the left. So what I do with this thing is I just put some tape around it so it doesn't actually have to be much stronger. So yeah, that's that. And this is a weight that I use when practicing. I just put that on like that. Just take a few practice swings, especially when you're late on the tee box and never had a chance to actually go out to the driving range. This is a very nice addition. Yeah. Okay, that's about that in there. And lastly, I have this baby. Okay, check that away. I have this baby. That's my tour card from the Sunshine Tour. That's Tieho Mochebelele player, 2010. So this thing, really what I do, I just carry it around to feel, you know, it just reminds me of where I belong. I had to come back to amateur, but it just, yeah, reminds me of where I'm supposed to be. So I keep it there. And lastly, it doesn't mean that when you had a bad day on the golf course, you have to have a smug look on your face. I always look cool even though I didn't play as well today. Cheerios.